Welcome back. So to sell this idea about converting back and forth all the time, let me try and show you just one simple example of why it would make sense to do this. And this is just a very basic example right here. Let's start out with talking about the customer. The customer has a first name in my case and a last name. But what if I wanted to combine those two into a full name, right? Would I save that in the database? No, why would I do that in the database? That would be stupid because now I would have duplicate data in the database. And that definitely shouldn't be there, right? So I'm not going to save it in the database. So it shouldn't be down here, a combined full name. That would be stupid. But it should be up here because I need it as business logic just to make it easier. Instead of writing this plus this equals blah, I can just have a full name up there. So what we're going to do this lesson is we're going to make a new property on this entity that combines the first name and the last name into something we call a full name property. But you have to notice again, already now with this simple basic little thing here, we can actually start now combining information from the entities into something that's business logic, but not database logic. So inside the business object right here, the custom business object, we want a new property that's not in the database. It's something we came up with because we feel we need that business logic. So I'm going to make a new property here. I'm going to call it full name. Full name. That's a customer's combined name of first name and last name. That's the full name, and we might need that. This is a real life scenario. You might need that. And you don't want to do it every time all over the code that you can't combine these two. You just want a full name property to be available, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this code a bit. I only need a get because I would never set a full name inside the database. Again, I just talked about that a few times. You would never actually set the full name in the database because that's just stupid. You already have the information you need in the database. You just combine two pieces of information in the database into a full name. So I'll put in here, I'll put in here the first name and the last name by actually adding a get function here that will return, and it will return again. We're going to use the $sign, and we're going to start like we did before, and here we want to kind of just have an end here. So right now we are just going to return first name. That's as a property, so remember we need to put in the curly brackets here. We'll make a space, we'll put in another set of curly brackets, and then we'll add the last name. Now this is a very, very simple example of actually using code from a database inside a business object, but not saving it in the database because we don't need to combine these in the database for extra fields or columns that we don't need. We just need them in the business logic layer. And that's the full name for you in the business logic layer. See you next time where we will fix up our code and then we'll start using our new property. Have fun.